Hello, hello, hello. This is your girl, Kimmie, with Straight Arrow Motivations. Motivations. It's time for your motivations. It's time for your motivation. It's time for your motivation. It's time for your motivation. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. How is everyone doing? What a wonderful, wonderful day today, whenever you're watching this morning, evening, or at night. Wow, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I have had a great, great, great MLK weekend, and I hope that you have too. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am Kimmie, and this is Straight Arrow Motivations. And Straight Arrow Motivations is intended to encourage, to uplift, to inspire, and to help you to be your very best self. So, what's going on? Hope that you are well and staying free of this coronavirus. Wow, here we are, guys. 2022. I had hoped that we would be so far, far away from this now. Oh, gosh, let's pray, saints. Let's pray. God. Ooh. Anyway, stay safe, stay masked up. All right, so tonight's topic is one-sided relationships. One-sided relationships. Um, there are a lot of, and when I say relationships, I mean friendships, relationships, partnerships. So that word relationships is going to be all inclusive of those three. So when I say that, it means friendships as well, partnerships. It's important to have great relationships in every area of your life. You know, male, female, your coworkers, your friend to friend, parent, child, blended families. You know, relationships, we need those in life. And there are all kinds of relationships. And excuse me, who you choose to be in a friendship or a relationship, that is a great thing, but it can be positive or it can be negative. So being in right relationships is what we want to have. And relationships, partnerships, friendships should be give and take, give and take, give and take, yin and yang, not take and take, but give and take. So whether it's ministry, whether it's marital, whether it is passionate, whether it's business, whatever it should be right relationships. And it should not be one sided. It shouldn't be a burden. So, what do I mean when I say one sided? One sided means that one person is always involved in making attempts to communicate or initiating going out or, anything that happens. It's like, you're always the person driving or the event is always over your house. You always have the carpool, you know. Um, these are things that let you know that it's a one-sided relationship. And in one-sided relationships, you are the person that is being used. You're being used. You know, the person is taking advantage of you. They're using you. Now, some people, they don't mind being taken advantage of. They don't mind being taken advantage of because in their eyes, they're okay with being taken advantage of because they know they're being used, but they get the benefits of being around a A-lister, so to speak, or being in a cool clique, So they don't mind. Some people don't mind one-sided relationships. They have money, they want to have fun. They don't mind footing the bill all the time. But I know that that's not true. I know that that's got to hurt inside. It's got to hurt inside. No one wants to be used, and no one wants to be in a one-sided relationship. um I can give you an example. It was a guy that I dated briefly, and um, for privacy, let's call him Wolf Eyes. He had some beautiful, beautiful eyes. Very attractive guy. And it didn't work out for us. There was some smoke, but there was no fire there. So it just didn't work out. So, but anyway, we remained friends and we were able to talk. And so, talking to him, he was dating some other people, and he was dating a young lady, a very young lady, somebody about 15 years, we were around the same age. He may have been a little bit older than me. And he was dating someone about 15 years his junior. And, so that's okay, whatever floats your boat. But in conversating with him and listening, I was like, you're being used. You're being used. And he didn't think so. She had him running all around town, getting groceries for her and, picking up her mom and taking her mom various places. And, when he wanted to spend quality time, she's like, oh, my baby dad is over here, visiting. And I'm like, that sounds suspicious to me. Put that in the comments. Tell me what you think. Her baby daddy was always around, but she could find time when it was, when he needed to take her somewhere because I don't think she had a car or her car was broken down. And basically, he was being used, but he was okay with that because he was so fascinated that he was able to pull this young girl, this little old tenderoni, and so he could not hear the advice of anyone because he was so smitten. Well, he continued to be used, and finally, I think she ended up having a baby for him. So, they still are connected now. They connected now, definitely. And know the baby was his because the baby ended up having them same wolf eyes just like him. So, but I said all of that to say, that was a one-sided relationship, but he was okay being in that. But that's still not healthy. That's not healthy. That's not the type of relationship, like I said, where you're always the person giving and no one is giving in return. So let me give you some signs to know how you are always, excuse me, some signs to know that you may be in a one-sided relationship, business, partnership, friendship. Um, Whenever you talk to the person, it's always about them. No matter what you're talking about, no matter, you can be talking about, your grandmother fell and broke her hip, and they're going to find a way to turn it around and make it about them. In one-sided relationships, most times the person is selfish and they always make it about them. Always. So, who comes to mind first when I said that statement? If that person comes to mind first, just put a little check because I have some more. The next thing about signs to help you to know if you're in a one-sided relationship or friendship or partnership is that you always text first. You always text or call first. Always. Just think about that. Think about that. You always initiate, hey, let's go here and to go there. And I understand that we're in the middle of a pandemic now, so things may be a little bit different, but you know, you always call. Hey, I was just thinking about you. How's it going? How are you? How are the kids? How's the hubby? You know, you always initiate. And then, when you do, get a chance to talk to them, they sound like they're rushed all the time. They're in a hurry. Another sign that you may be in a one-sided relationship or friendship or partnership is that, like I said, when you do get a chance to talk to them, um, it's because they need something. They need you to, help them out in a crunch. They need to borrow a little money. They need to know, can you pick up their kids? It's all about them, like I said, all the time, and they need something. So these are just a couple of signs to let you know that you may be in a one-sided relationship, one-sided friendship, one-sided partnership. So once you discover these things, then what? What can you do? So, relationships should be a two-way street. It should be a two-way street. And, I understand that some things have changed, as we get older, situations change, people are going through different scenarios, but that communication, number one, should always be there. Even if someone is busy, they should take the time out and just say hi or just something. I do understand there are times when people are just busy. People are professionals, they're working, they have things going on. So I understand that. We're not teenagers where we're sitting talking on the phone 2 and 3 hours like we used to do back in the day. But at the same time, something should be there to let you know that where your friendship stands and that it still stands and that it's still strong. So um maybe, I suggest talk to the person. Talk to the person and see what is going on, if it's any way that you can help or offer any assistance and see what's going on and talk to them and be honest about how you're feeling. You're feeling like we don't get a chance to talk a lot anymore. And anytime someone is not communicating, the communication is gone, then everything is it's out the window. It's done. It's a done deal. So, pray about it. Straight arrow motivations, like I said, is Christian based, and I take everything to God in prayer. So pray about it, pray about it. And sometimes God will tell you to cut. We don't like it, but sometimes, there's a pruning and there's a shifting, and it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you're upset with anyone. It just means that life is taking you in different directions, and that is okay. There's no love lost. That is quite okay. So, say something in the comments. Let me know, how do you feel about one-sided relationships? Hopefully you're not in one. And if you are, hopefully I've given you some signs to help you to see if you are, and then to take care of it, to take care of it, because no one, like I said, wants to be used. So thank you so much for just talking tonight. If you would, please give your girl a thumbs up, like the video, share the video. And I thank you so much for your support, for those of you who have been supporting me at Straight Arrow Motivations. Again, this is your girl, Kimmie. Thank you so much. Do be blessed.